What do you think of the theme song of this show?
I like it.
You do?
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like an old guy who's trying too hard. Like I'm trying to make it like rap music.
Are you overanalyzing it?
Yeah, maybe.
Did somebody say something to you?
No.
Ah.
Nobody said something. Nobody said something. In fact, I you know, the voices in my head are a lot stronger than anybody on the internet.
Yeah?
You know?
All right.
Yeah. I just worry that people are going to be like, oh, he's trying to be cool. I think it's fine.
Why are you putting that on the table? I am cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I cool?
Yeah.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. Nice to be here. Sorry I didn't put an episode out last week. I was sick. I thought I had COVID and I didn't. And I was going to put out a little like 3-minute thing to say, hey, I'm sick, and I just didn't do it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're sick.
I was just like, fuck everything. Fuck the numbers. I don't care. I don't owe these people anything.
Yeah.
If you subscribed on Patreon, you would have got a little message from me saying that you would have got a little episode saying that, hey, apologies.
Yeah.
Which, if you subscribe to the show on Patreon, $5 a month, gets you a free an episode. I keep saying free episode. I don't know why I can't get that out of my stupid head.
Well, it gets you an episode.
I don't know why I'm so fucking stupid.
Almost every day.
It gets you an episode, yes, almost every day. It used to be every day. Now it's almost every day.
Yeah.
No, we
it's
we
too
do
many
aim
episodes. Who's going to listen to all
that?
that?
It is a lot of episodes. We do aim to do an episode, a 20-minute episode, 6 days a week. So go over there, patreon.com/sitdownpod, and sign up. $5 a month. You get a show on Patreon every single day. So now you don't have to be like, oh, what podcast do I listen to today? You get Mike Racine every single day.
Yeah, just like me.
You know?
I get Mike Racine every day.
Yeah, you're lucky.
I am.
You would be so lucky.
I know.
Anyway, it's nice to be here. I do want to talk about. So we're at the last day of Donald Trump's presidency.
Yes.
It's the final. It's the zero hour.
Yeah.
The more time goes by, the more I feel like we're not going to see like armed militias, like kill anybody.
Okay, good.
I think those people just got a little riled up.
Yeah.
I think now that they know the National Guard's going to be there, and that also we live under like a surveillance state.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to happen. I don't think anybody's storming the.
Again.
Look, I think if it does happen, and if they make it into the Capitol again, Trump should be.
Fool me twice.
Yeah.
Shame on me, right?
If they make it in again, I think that we should install him as a dictator and just let his family take over because they wanted it more.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I doubt that they will, though. I don't know. I
doubt they will too.
I feel like there's a lot of fear mongering happening, and I mean, I don't know if I'm just like blissfully unaware but from my perspective, it seems like all the people saturated in the news are going insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you, your brother, and your grandparents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess you got to take a little break sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to take a little break sometimes, but then what do you do when you get bored? You got to jump back in.
Well, I'm not entertained by this. Like you can get in. Like maybe you should knit. Or, like, something.
All right.
Else.
Whatever you say, honey. Whatever you say. But people were sharing a lot of because you think back to the last 4 years. First of all, I mean, I knew that 4 years always goes by fast.
Yeah.
Like any 4-year period in my life, 2008 to 2012, that went by fast.
Right.
2012 to 2016, that went by fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, 2017 to 2021, that went by fast.
Right.
It's a blur, Yeah.
I
think when I look back on my life, it's like, pizza. It's like pizza, open mics, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and that's it.
Yeah.
When
did I show up?
You showed up in 2015.
Yeah, I just didn't make the cut of your looking back in your life.
It was a lot of open mics, bar shows, YouTube cooking videos, and that's pretty much it. That's kind of like what I did with my life.
I realized like you and I lived very different lives in our early 20s when Matt Anderson and I were watching something that was like the worst or most disgusting crimes in history. And there was like a German guy who cut off another guy's penis and ate it.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, yeah, I heard all about this. I remember reading this article in 2007. I was like, that's not the kind of article I was reading.
You don't read anything.
Yes, I do. I have a master's degree.
Yeah, so
I was reading a lot of articles at that time and doing a lot of college. I just didn't know about German penis eating.
Yeah, there was a guy who... See, that one I don't remember as well, but then there was another guy who was like, I think his name was like Joseph Fritz or something, and he was Austrian, and he like kept his daughter in a basement.
Oh my God.
And like raped her and got her pregnant.
Ew.
Yeah, there were some pretty heinous crimes.
Yeah.
And then Ariel Castro, he kept the girls in his basement for like 10 years.
Oh.
Which that's something, right? Because when somebody goes missing,
yeah,
you know,
you just
I would imagine.
They're dead.
Well, yeah, I would imagine after like 2 years, you're like, all right, they're fucking dead. In the back of your mind, you're like, they're fucking dead.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you'd rather them be dead,
right? Than whatever.
Than they were being tortured in a fucking
10
basement
years.
for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so that's just when I realized, like, you and
we've led different lives.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, was the guy whose penis he cut off?
Yeah, they think they arranged it on Craigslist or like German Craigslist or something like
German Craigslist. Hello, welcome to German. So basically, hello sharks, I have an idea. It's well, you know how sometimes you want to eat another man's penis and you don't know where to look? You know how sometimes you just want a large woman to go doo-doo in your mouth? Well, I've invented German Craigslist. That's very funny.
Yeah.
It's just people selling chocolate and and eating each other's penises.
Yeah. Well, whatever it was mutually decided that this were to occur. It was not like
right
inflicted on.
So it wasn't even a crime.
No, but I think the guy got in trouble.
Yeah, that's the problem with European fucking nanny state. You can't even meet a guy on Craigslist and have him eat your penis.
Because he did die, because he bled.
Oh, he bled to death?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he was so disappointed because, like, he tried to cook the penis, and then it, like, shriveled up so fast that, like, there really wasn't much to eat.
That's gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he like burned the penis. He got a phone call.
This is his only opportunity.
He was like cooking the penis and his phone rang and he forgot and it was on fire. He's like, "Oh no. Now I have to go get another penis."
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so it's Trump's last day in office and like I said, the past 4 years went by very fast. I was, you're thinking back to the past 4 years, all the ups and downs, all the kind of like highs and lows. You think about the beginning, you think about 2017, where you go, okay, this is something that, it's this now, He gets sworn in. Obama didn't go and karate fight him.
Right.
Yeah,
he didn't.
He's sworn in. Okay, he's the president now. All right, let's see. Yeah, and there's that one girl who was like, no, which is, very funny. But then he does the Muslim ban, so you're like, oh, so you go, so 2017, you're like, oh, this is bad.
Right.
And then it felt like the years after that got worse and worse. Like 2017 was bad, but then 2018 was bad, and then 2019 was bad too, all culminating in 2020, which was like the worst.
Right. But if you speak to any Trump supporters, they don't see any issue and they love him.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. They're like, well, COVID wasn't his fault. It came from China.
Yeah. I don't know.
What'd you want him to do about it?
I don't know how to explain that, and I don't want to think about it.
Right.
Just people who are like, oh, that chair is red or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When we know it's green. It's just different, totally different.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about, kind of like some of the moments of his presidency. Luke Mona shared a video. I don't know if Luke made this video or if he found it somewhere. But when him putting the candy on when he's handing out candy at the White House.
Yeah.
And he puts the candy on the this minion comes by. This kid comes by dressed as a minion, and he puts the candy on top of his head. And he just keeps walking. Which is like, I don't know, that could have been intentional, or it probably wasn't. He probably knows nothing about handing out Halloween candy.
I don't think he doesn't think. Well, let me try giving it to his head. Maybe one, he wasn't paying attention, so he put it on his head.
Yeah, it's
or
just
two,
funny.
He thought it was funny.
Right. Maybe he thought it was funny. I think it's funnier if he thinks that's what you're supposed to do.
Right. That is certainly funnier. I just don't think that's.
It could just be him fucking around.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
But I don't think so. Yeah.
Because I already said this to you. Like, that's my number one trick in speech therapy.
What?
I put the toy on the kid's head.
Oh, yeah?
And then they always, like, try to stay real still. And, like, you could see their eyeballs, like, starting to look up. Like, they're trying to see what I'm putting on their head. And then they try to stay still. And then they kind of shake their head a little bit. Or they push it off. And then they laugh. Like, they think it's very funny to they want me to put your phone on your head to see if you think it's funny.
I'm sure it's very funny. You just cracked my phone. Thanks, Deb.
But I'm just saying, it's like humans find that innately funny to put things on your head.
Yeah.
That don't belong there. But even you love to go to stores and try on hats.
I do. But you just imagine, like, but it's really funny, like the kid, because that minion costume is very bulky.
Yeah.
So you just imagine, like, him being like, okay, now what do I do? Just I guess I'll keep walking with this thing on my head. He just doesn't, like, just didn't know.
You think he couldn't reach his head after that?
I think he doesn't. It's like a combination of him, like, not knowing how to hand out Halloween candy. Not even knowing, like, what Halloween is. Do you think he ever went trick-or-treating as a kid? I doubt it.
Well, I'm sure his children did.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't think he ever took his kids trick-or-treating.
Maybe not. But they probably always lived in, like, New York City buildings, which I feel like there's always trick-or-treating.
Is there?
Inside the buildings.
There is? Within the buildings?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Usually trick-or-treating is like you go to businesses, I think.
In like
New
if
York.
you're not, if you live in like the houses and stuff, or you go to like the neighborhoods that do it, or you go to the businesses, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've gone to family members who live in buildings, and it's just easier because you're not cold.
Yeah. It's also just him like not caring. That's funny.
Yeah.
And then just him not knowing how to interact with a. And it's also like, it's really funny like that. Just imagine that kid being confused. And he can't really see. And he's like, all right, I guess there's a chocolate bar on top of my head.
Yeah.
It's great. It's going to be really hard now that comedy can come back, you know? It's going to be hard for comedian. Now that he's kind of like our gold standard. He's kind of like the standard.
Yes.
Of,
he's definitely the funniest president there ever was.
He's definitely the funniest president we ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like... Now, as I'm going to be writing, now that I'm allowed to write comedy again as a white man.
Are you sure? Did you check?
Yes, I checked.
Okay.
I checked with the Council of Indian Women who makes those decisions. But now that I'm allowed to do it again, like, you know, I'm going to be comparing myself to Trump, you know, which I don't, it's going to be, it's good. That's a tall order.
Did you like that day when he got kicked off Twitter and everyone started sharing his old tweets?
Yeah. It was fun. And he's just saying that the Vanity Fair Oscar party is no longer hot. She has a problem. Her Oscar party is no longer hot. He's like he's such a bitch.
Yeah.
The most masculine president that we ever had. But there was a moment that I remembered today that really kind of, like, to me, this moment kind of sums up and really encapsulates.
Thinking through
there
that
should
word?
be a sound when I use a word that I don't really know what it is. We should have like a dinosaur or something. I don't know. Okay. But anyway, but to me this is really, like, it's very definitive of his followers. And it's when he was talking about Parasite winning Best Picture.
Right.
And he was like, you know, the movie that they give to the Best Picture that's not even It's not even an American movie. I thought it was best foreign movie, but everyone's speaking Korean. And it's like, and it just reminded me so much of like my stupid, my dumb, like scared family being like, they don't even speak English in the movie, you know, because you're realizing that yes, the world is leaving you behind. Your point of view is totally irrelevant. We don't talk about we don't talk about foreigners and gay people and women the way that you do.
Right.
And the world is kind of changing for the better. And we're all over here. We got Korean friends. Yeah. You know, we eat pho. You know, that's not Korean, but you know what I mean? Like, but we like, you know, we got Indian, you know, we have Indian friends, we have Korean friends, we got Asian friends, and we go to see Parasite. And that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Right now. It's cool.
It was just MLK Day, and I shared his quote that I thought resonated with the times. And it essentially was that people in privileged positions are not going to voluntarily give up their privileges just so that other people can get their justly deserved freedom. Right. So I think like that just like encroaches upon their
worldview. Their worldview. They're like their white supremacist worldview.
Yeah, and to them, like maybe it's harmless in the sense where they're just like, well, this is America. In America, we speak English, and that's why I think we should have English-speaking movies be winning awards here. Yeah. But like essentially where it stems from is
like,
that,
oh, you know, we used to have movies like Hello Dolly and The Music Man or whatever, like whatever he uses as an example. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, that's kind of their worldview where it's like they're scared and they're threatened
to become smaller.
Yeah, like it's a threat to them. It's a threat to their own fucking mediocrity and their place on top of this hierarchy that they did nothing to earn. Yeah. And they're upset and they're worried that
that they won't be the most important.
They won't be the most important, and it's like, and it's like the world is passing you by and you know it. Yeah. And you gotta either evolve and expand your
but you know
horizons a little bit, or you can sit there getting upset, getting fucking upset that a movie where they speak that a Korean movie won Best Picture.
Yeah, which is dumb. But something I read about being actively anti-racism is that as a white person, you can't...
Anti-racist.
Yeah, whatever. That's what I meant. Yeah. As a white person, you can't, like, just point your finger at other white people and be like, look at those white people. Like, you have to be like, I, too, am white and acknowledge my privilege. Yeah. And I've been able to profit off the system instead of constantly just saying, like... those white people. Right. Yeah.
You got to look at yourself.
You got to bring yourself into it, too.
I guess. I just think I'm a perfect white guy. I just think I'm a model white guy. Right, yeah. You know, I'm really good at it. And I understand every racial and class and gender issue. Yeah. And LGBTQ issues, too. I understand everything.
Yeah, you're like really woke.
And if you try to teach me something, I'll tell you to go fuck yourself because I've done a lot of work.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
I'm so woke. Yeah. What was your favorite Trump moment?
When he said that he prefers his heroes to not get captured.
Yeah. That was cool. Yeah. Yeah.
He's not a hero.
Yeah. It was. It was definitely. Well, now it kind of feels like the old Republican Party's coming back because I saw a tweet from Lindsey Graham, and we're not going to talk about politics the whole show.
Thank God.
But I did see a tweet from Lindsey Graham. He was like, a migrant caravan is coming back because they know that they can get here easily because Joe Biden is weak on immigration. And it's like... Yeah, okay, I guess you didn't say that they're coming here to rape women and to sell drugs and kill people. You didn't say that. But it's still kind of evil what you're doing. So I'm not looking forward to that.
No wall ever got built.
I think they built like parts of it. Oh. Which is kind of funny.
So they can just go around it?
Yeah. Oh. They built pieces of a wall for them to go around.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk a little bit about we're in quarantine. I don't even like calling it quarantine anymore. We're in COVID. It's COVID times. People are dying. Deb and I had a little COVID scare this week. I thought I was so sure I had COVID. I don't have COVID, so that's good. We tested negative for COVID, but
yes, and we're also feeling better.
We're spending a lot of time together. We're definitely going through periods where we have more or less sex.
Yeah.
So that's good. Sometimes we have what?
Focus on
yeah,
this.
I know. Okay. But anyway, my question is there anything that I do to sort of drive you nuts? And what is it?
Like, are you asking because we spend so much time together now?
We do spend a lot of time together. We spend more time together than most couples do throughout human history, which I like. I like spending time with you.
Mm-hmm.
I like going for walks. Mm-hmm. We went to the hardware store today. That was tight,
Yeah, I think most couples, though, are all spending this much time together. I don't think it's just us.
But it is kind of abnormal.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there anything that I do that drives you crazy? Probably fly off the handle a little bit.
No, I mean, I'm used to that. I've had years of combat training.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, what drives me crazy is your obsession with your phone and the internet.
Okay.
And I worry about it contributing to your lack of productivity and decreasing your overall motivation to create.
Create what, though?
Content, comedy, the dad show,
this
show, Instagram content, TikTok if you wanted to.
Yeah.
I hate how much you consume without putting out.
All right.
Like,
fair.
For the amount that you're on the internet, you should have,
I'd be putting stuff out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have, thousands of videos on YouTube or something. Like, you just don't accomplish anything. You just absorb stupid information.
Yeah.
And that makes me annoyed.
Okay. I think that's a valid criticism.
Yeah. Other than that, I really hate that you eat olives and then you leave the seed wherever you ate the olive. Similarly with pepperoncini, you'll eat it and then you'll just leave the stem.
Pepperoncini is tough though because I don't know if you're supposed to eat. There's
garbage can right there.
May I finish? May I finish my fucking point, Deborah?
Yeah.
Pepperoncini is tough because not only is there a stem that you can't really eat, it's not really edible. There's a lot of juice inside the pepperoncini, so you basically eat pepperoncini by you have to puncture it, drain it, and then eat it. Mm-hmm. But I'll try to get better about that.
Yeah, but what step in that process is preventing you from throwing out the stem?
I don't know if I don't throw out the stem.
Not always.
A lot of times our garbage is full.
Too full for a stem?
Yeah.
You're just making stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do that makes you crazy?
It's just a couple things. It's just lately, some of your demands are getting a little insane.
Yeah.
For example, we were sick this weekend, so my brother sent us some matzo ball soup.
Yeah.
So I went to heat up the matzo ball soup, so the matzo ball soup came in a container, right? And in the container there were two pretty large matzo balls.
Yeah.
Now I love matzo ball soup. Mm-hmm. I know it's probably kind of a gimmick. Like if I ate it all the time, I'd be tired of it. But I don't eat it that much. So I love eating it. I love, I love cutting up. I love taking little bites off the matzo ball.
Yeah.
With my spoon and eating it. Yeah, it's just something different.
Process.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
It's very I'm very methodical with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went to heat up the matzo ball soup, and I was like, so I go to heat up the soup, and I realize there's two big matzo balls in here.
Yeah.
So it seems like the intention is, you either eat both the matzo balls or you share it with a partner.
Right.
And this is something that might have been funnier in my head before I decided to talk about it.
Okay, we'll continue.
But yeah.
So I just hear you. You said, do I want to eat it? And then I said, yeah, I wanted it. And then you just poured the whole container, which from my perspective, it looked kind of big, and I didn't know you were gonna have some too. And I was like, oh, you don't need to heat up the whole thing.
Yeah, I was gonna have
And
some. I was gonna give you one
when
of the.
you
But
nearly lost your
but they were
mind.
pretty big matzo balls.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
No, that's not when I lost my mind. When I lost my mind is when I said, "All right, I'll give you one of the matzo balls," and then you said, "Well, I'm more interested in the broth and the carrots."
Yeah, I was.
So you wanted to take the matzo ball. So you get like you'll ask me for something, and then you'll be like, "And then can you do this?" And it's like you. It's like asking for something when it's not even the thing anymore that you asked for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna give you the fucking broth and the carrots from the matzo ball soup, and I'm just gonna eat matzo balls.
Well,
like,
I
eat
mean,
it like
I
it's-
was willing to take some matzah. For me, I mean, I can understand like you have a lot of opinions regarding food, particularly like food presentation and sequence
and
of
the way it's
tasting.
eaten. It's supposed to be eaten a certain way.
Yeah,
and you just kind of come in with you're chaotic, as Jordan Peterson was saying.
I'm chaotic. Okay.
Yes.
I mean,
No, you're chaotic. I have order. I have order.
I mean,
There's
look
order
at all
to what
the
I
order
do.
that you have just right here.
There's order to what I do, though.
Yeah.
There's ways that you're supposed to consume certain foods,
Uh-huh.
just and then you just.
Well, maybe
you're
I
just
hate
like,
the way you consume ice cream.
How do I consume ice
You
cream?
dig at it. You dig at all the insides of the ice cream, leaving the ice cream there with craters. You just eat all the chocolates out.
I'm glad that you brought this up because I don't think I like the way that you consume ice cream.
Why? I keep it flat. We need to stay on matzo ball soup. So I understand that this was chaotic to you. For me, I don't really care about the matzah. Like, I'm a person who loves soup. I love soup.
Uh-huh.
And I love crackers and soup.
I love soup too. Yeah, I also love crackers.
So I
and soup.
usually try to eat my crackers so fast because I enjoy the crunchiness aspect of those crackers
Sure.
in my soup.
Same.
And from my perspective, matzah is essentially just a soggy cracker, and that's like what I've tried to avoid.
So it's not for you.
No, and
Really?
and I'll have it,
Mm-hmm.
but really, like the broth was very good, the chicken was good,
Yeah,
the
the broth
dill
was
was good. I loved those big giant carrots.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I was like,
Uh-huh.
I would have taken just broth and carrots.
But to me, when you said that, it was like, oh, she wants to extract the broth and carrots of one of my favorite foods
yeah.
and eat it for herself and leave me the matzah. So she wants to essentially leave me two wet
Why do you
matzo
see
balls.
me as just like a monster who's just going to just slurp up all your broth and leave you none? So you're just a matzah boy.
Yeah, that's basically what you said.
I'll
you
have the listeners know
you
that
expressed no interest in having the matzo balls.
I didn't really have any interest, but I don't understand why the matzo ball is the star of the show.
Why
I
did
ate
you
it
want to take the broth?
Because I was sick
Uh-huh.
and my throat was on fire.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted chicken broth.
To me, that's the equivalent of like if I got a burger and you
Mm-hmm.
go, "Oh, can I have some of that? Can I just have the cheese and the onions and half the bun?"
Like,
You took a component out of a food that I like. But anyway, I don't care.
I mean, it is, I think, a little frightening the way you are just so obsessed with food.
Mm-hmm.
Like how food can just like if any deviation from your desired plan to eat food could just like set you spiraling.
I don't think that's accurate. I think I eat food the right way.
Yeah, so are you flexible in what is right, or is what is right
Define
right?
flexible.
Can you deviate from the way in which you would eat some matzo ball soup or something?
Can I deviate in what way? You want to suck the broth out of my soup
so
and leave me with two
all I'm saying is
wet
that
balls.
you
want me to eat
are
two wet balls like they're
inflexible.
fucking Hostess cakes.
Did I leave you just matzo balls?
No, but you were like, I'm more interested in the broth and the
So
carrots.
then you could have just had extra matzo ball and just given me the amount of soup that would have happened.
Yeah.
I still left you your portion.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
Yeah, you're just like over anxious about food. You're worried that you're going to be deprived of something when I don't even care enough to eat it.
No, because I'm trying to give you the proper experience.
You
with the
lack
food.
flexibility like Mr. Woodcock in that Phantom
Yes,
Thread.
I do. Yes, that's accurate.
Yeah. And like in Marriage Story, Charlie,
Mm-hmm.
like you're too set
Rigid?
in your own. Yeah. that like you're inflexible in a way of seeing things from someone else's
What do you guys think? Send Deb an email, dbrooks877@gmail.com.
Sure.
Let her know what you think. Yeah, I just feel like I want to consume stuff the proper way.
Okay, but why do you? But like, that's fine. But you eat other things so
when you were like, I'm more interested in the broth and the carrots, it kind of like threw a wrench into my plans. Now I guess I could have given you a little bit of like the broth and the carrots and kept the matzo balls for myself.
Yeah.
I guess I was just worried.
could have.
I guess I was just worried that you were gonna take all of the.
I know, but why would I do that? You're so over anxious about food, like you're gonna be deprived.
Because you don't think.
No, you overthink.
But you underthink.
Somebody...
Ah!
Now, Mike.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be back after this commercial message.
Spilled beer everywhere. Okay, let me get you down.
I think I'm okay. I think we can keep going.
There's this cord in here. In this. I don't know. What is this for?
All right, we're gonna take a little commercial break. We'll be right back after this message. Hey everybody, this is Mark Marin for Adult Diapers. I don't know why I pee my pants all the time, but you know what? Now I just put a diaper on, and then I can go pee and poo poo all day.
Right.
Thanks, Mark. All right, back to the show. Anyway. So I want to talk about something. This is kind of the main reason why we're having Deborah on the show today because, so as you guys probably know, we are expectant parents. We have a baby have a baby due.
I'm 7 months pregnant.
She's 7 months pregnant. 2 more months.
Which is kind of funny that like Mike said the thing that annoys him about me lately are my outlandish demands. Mm-hmm. Specifically regarding food, which I think this is my one time in my life where
you're allowed to.
Yeah, I'm supposed to.
I don't mind outlandish demands. I just you're not gonna take the broth from my soup. You're not gonna make me eat like a fucking weirdo. I need some stability. Okay. I just want to eat my matzo ball soup.
But before anyone emails me, I did not take all of the broth from his soup. I left him plenty. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I'm 7 months pregnant, and we didn't tell anyone until I was 20 weeks. Because I was scared of, I just want to make sure we had that 20-week anatomy scan to ensure that everything was fine before we gave away the big news.
Yeah.
And but when I first found out I was pregnant, was in August, and I felt like I needed an outlet. Like I wanted to be able to talk about being pregnant because it's like brand new to me. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people get pregnant, but I'm like, holy shit! Like I'm
You've
pregnant.
never been pregnant.
Yeah. It's like crazy.
Right.
So I joined a couple Facebook groups that were like due date groups. So. I originally calculated my due date to be May 6th, so I joined May 2021 due dates uncensored.
This is a fun segment of the show. When this particular story came up, I was like, oh, we have to do a show about this because, as you guys know, we used to be a crime podcast, organized crimes. We would talk about personality, abnormal personalities, people who entered a life of organized crime and would do things that most of us would not do.
Yeah.
So this kind of fits that theme a little bit, because we're going to talk about a particular personality.
Yes.
That it's someone that you don't really encounter on a daily basis. But yeah, Deb, why don't you take us back?
Very well aware of their existence.
Sure.
This is a very common character throughout film and literature. I feel.
Okay, now before we start talking about this person, what's a character from fiction that you can relate this person to?
Anyone with like Munchausen syndrome, I feel like. But like Munchausen by proxy, and like this is not somebody who actually did have this syndrome, but like anybody who acts out in a way for like attention-seeking behavior.
Attention-seeking behavior.
So I joined.
So take us back to when yeah. So Facebook, there's a lot of groups.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's how I think how Facebook like made its way back with all the groups.
Yeah.
So
Right. It was on its way out for a little bit, but now it's like you have
it was
this
like
interest.
For your parents that
It
decided.
was for your parents. Yeah, it was old, but now it's like, okay, well, I'm into like Yeti coolers or barbecue or whatever it is. So I'm gonna you can find a community of people, and it's a little better than Reddit because there's you can kind of see the face behind the comments and the people, so it's a little more.
Or you think you can.
Yeah, you think you can.
You think you can see the face.
But it's a little more, what's the word? Familiar. Than, just reading a bunch of comments on some forum somewhere.
Right. So I joined the May 2021 due date babies uncensored. And
so now everybody in this group has, excuse me. So everybody in this group has a baby that's going to be due around the same time.
Theoretically. Yes,
sure.
That is what you have to have. You have to be pregnant to get in.
And did they ask for any kind of proof or anything?
Nothing extreme.
Yeah.
But so you either have to be due end of April, during May, or beginning of June to like qualify for this group.
Right.
So, and I'm no stranger to social media. Like I have several Instagrams. But not to hide. They just all serve different purposes.
Yeah.
It's all very well. Everyone's very well aware that I am the person behind each account. I just like to compartmentalize all of my images, I guess. So, I started off like being pretty active, and just right off the bat, there was this woman, Sarah Hall, who just...
Okay, we're giving her a name.
Yeah, fuck her.
Yeah.
Was highly critical of me.
Of you.
Of me, yeah, for sure. And I just, like, ignored her. But for me, though, it was unfamiliar because I felt like...
Was she critical of other people as well, or
yes.
did it feel like she singled you out?
No, no, like, she was, like, an aggressive bully. But then, like... It seemed as if she had, like, some minions or something. And it came to the point where, like, if anybody challenged her, they got, like, attacked.
By other people.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it made, like, me not interested in the group as much. And it made me think, like...
It was very weird. You would show me some of this person's behavior, and I was like... Oh, okay. This is like a group that's ostensibly for adults. I mean, I got to tell you, to be honest, it made me go. It made me go to some kind of like misogynistic places in my head where I go, man, like women really fucking stay losing.
It reminded me of that time when I got into a fight in the bar when the woman was talking during your set.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like. Yeah. It's just you're the reason why women don't have equal rights.
She's like attacking you for comments that you made.
Yeah.
And then you deleted the comments because you were like, oh, okay, maybe that was a little insensitive.
Right. So first of all, what I said was I just made a post about like you can read a lot of triggering things which can make your mind go spiraling.
Right.
So, but it's important to like not worry and try to like just trust your body and enjoy this time in your life.
And right. And what you're not realizing is you're pregnant. You've never been pregnant before.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other women in this group who have other have had other, maybe they've been pregnant before, maybe they've been unlucky, maybe they've had miscarriages or lost babies or stuff like that. So
I was well aware that many people lost babies because it was like it felt like every day people were posting about like all the things that like can go wrong in your baby, and then I'm like, holy fuck.
So it's like an outlet because some of the women in this group had already been pregnant and had lost.
Yeah, it's not first time parents,
which is not something you would wish on anybody or
absolutely not. But it's also not something that like you want to hear about constantly because you're not getting sonograms constantly, and early in your pregnancy you can't feel the baby move.
So when you're pregnant, it's easy to kind of like spiral and worry and
you're like, there's no baby in there now. Now there's no way. Like you just, it's crazy. So that's the only thing I posted, and then she said that she said that it was like insensitive for me to say that. And I was like, okay, so I took it down. She was like,
Right.
like.
And then some other people got upset too because they thought that you were being
Just this
I
one
guess,
other
like, they
person
thought-
too, which I'm wondering.
one other person. Okay.
I'm wondering if that was her too.
Yeah. So your comment was essentially like, yeah, I know a lot of things can go wrong, but like let's not spiral and resign ourselves to worry. Worry's the misuse of imagination.
Right.
And it's like, yeah, that's not terrible advice when
Right.
you know.
And many people commented saying like that's not the worst thing I've ever heard. So anyway,
Right.
like I deleted it, and then but she had already captured it, like screenshot it before I deleted it.
Right.
And then she like, but where are you at, Deborah Racine?
Yeah.
And like reposted my thing, and then
Now I didn't like that she was. Now that made me so mad that she's using she's like trashing you because now you have my name.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, do I need to pretend that I'm a pregnant woman and join this group so I can defend my wife's honor?
Right. Yeah.
You know.
But so then
I should have done that.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be unfamiliar to the group because what we're learning is that Sarah Hall is a fraud.
This gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
So you thought that she was just a bully, just someone who liked attention, who liked to sort of
Well, I also thought it was strange because there are moderators and there are people who are in charge of the Facebook groups.
Yeah.
And
she a moderator?
they're admins and moderators. No, but she was just as active as they were. So I just thought it was weird, like for an ordinary member to just be.
So she's not a moderator.
Not a moderator. And she's just constantly posting, and she would post things like articles for you to comment on, just like anything like for your opinion or anything like that. Like,
now, how many people are in this group?
Well, now there's like 2.6 thousand.
Yeah.
Earlier today, there's
so it's a very big group. There's a lot of people in it, and she's very active in the group, but she's not a moderator. I kind of, for some reason, I thought that she was a moderator.
No, yeah, because she was so active.
She was so active
all the time.
Right.
So she posted. She tried to drag me, and said that I was insensitive.
I remember that she was like, "You're insensitive," and then she screenshotted your comment. And she was like, "Oh, where'd you go, Deborah?"
Yeah.
Like. When you deleted the comment because you were like, oh, this might be triggering or insulting or
yeah, I said, Sarah Hall, you and others were upset by my post, so I deleted it in order to prevent upsetting more people. My intention was to calm nerves when we can all agree my message was ineffective. Nonetheless, my intention was strictly to calm people, not to hurt them. You claim something was upsetting, then you reposted it so that more people may become upset. Why? Just to trash me? You did it, so I'm evil, everyone. Okay, great. I hope that it was good for you. I hope the adrenaline rush of seeing all the Facebook notifications gave you the satisfaction you were searching for. Your intention was to hurt me. My intention was to ease anxiety, even though it was ineffective. You're not a hero. I'm not I only apologized in my comments before deleting them.
We should also add that this woman is overweight with purple hair.
With 5
Never
kids.
a good combination.
And constantly on the internet.
Never a good combination.
So anyway, today, so I guess she was like 2 weeks behind me. Around the time that she was 18 weeks, she posted about having a miscarriage. And then she revealed this on another account that wasn't her name. It was like Natasha or something. So.
But same picture?
No, different picture. And she was like, I never intended to out this account, but this is Sarah Hall, and I'm very nervous. I'm on my way to the hospital. I'm bleeding. Please pray for me. And then later it was like, she's gone or whatever. She eventually posted.
So this person in the group that you're having a little beef with.
Yeah.
I remember you told me you go like Sarah Hall's baby died.
Yeah.
And I go I was like really. I mean, I was really sad about that. I mean, you don't wish that on anybody.
No,
obviously.
I mean, I didn't either. And prior to the baby dying, I forgot to bring this up. So, like, in the pregnancy group, there's this thing called, like, bitch eating crackers. And it's just, like, who somebody who you hate.
So the funny thing about this group is, like, the group kind of prides itself on not being a drama-free group.
Right.
They're
so
like, oh, we actually
drama.
we like drama here.
Yeah.
So they like, but it was weird because Sarah Hall made this post where she was like, tag somebody that you hate so much that they could annoy you just by eating crackers.
Yeah,
like if they were just like a bitch eating crackers.
Yeah.
And then she tagged you.
Yeah.
Which like she's just starting shit.
Yeah.
She's just starting shit with you for no reason, like it's fucking middle school or something.
I just
And
posted
that
a
was
meme
another
like,
time when I
"Thank
was
you."
like, I'm gonna join this group. I'm gonna disguise myself as a pregnant woman.
Yeah.
And join this group. And so this fucking fat bitch, excuse my language.
Yeah.
Stops trashing my. She can't trash my name like this. Now
yeah,
it's
you don't
now
even
I'm
care
involved.
It's me. It's just your name.
No, I care.
You trash your name
course.
more than I do.
Of course, I care that it's my it's my wife, but also it's like, yeah, you can't,
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm always her bitch eating crackers. There was like 3 posts about it. She hates me. She loves
Really?
saying it. I'm not the only person she tags though. There's like
You're not the only person that she
like
hates.
20 people. Like she just had a whole list of people she hated. She just loved to like say she hated these people or whatever.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay, this is prior to the baby dying.
Prior to the baby dying.
Okay.
So then,
so you find out the baby died. You go, Sarah Hall's baby died, and even no matter who that is, no matter who that happens to, it's very sad. You feel really sad. You don't hope that anybody goes through that, and
no.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
it was like like very. I remember I felt sad. I was like, I don't even know this.
Yeah.
I don't even know this lady, but that's a bummer.
Right. But then I will say, like, my one nasty thought, I was like, she's lying.
You thought that?
Yeah, just because she had such attention-seeking behavior, like always inserting herself, always trying to be like
the
starting,
moderator.
Yeah, like starting
like
conversations and stuff, or
Yeah.
like screenshotting. Like, what was your whole camera roll? This group. And then she
But she didn't just do this to you. Apparently,
No.
she did this to a lot of women.
Lot of
she had a lot of like
yeah.
She like just started.
She was an aggressive bully.
She was an aggressive bully.
And she has multiple accounts. 2 were obvious. One was like Sarah Hall, and the other one was Sarah Hall, because she said she got kicked off Facebook for something, so she had to use that one. But this other one was like Natasha something, and that's where she like revealed that she lost the
to
baby.
announce the death of her baby. She was like, by the way.
So she didn't announce that. First, it was just like, I'm scared.
Now, also, she has what? She has 5 kids. She has a lot of kids.
Yeah, she has a lot of kids. So then she posts about it took all of 10 minutes after some investigation between saying she was scared, going to the hospital, getting the ultrasound, confirming baby death.
Well, wait. So let's back it up a little bit. So she ends up leaving the group.
Not yet. No,
okay.
This is still in the group.
Okay.
So this is still the day of. She's just scared.
So this is the day of that she's announcing that the baby had passed away. That she lost the baby.
Yeah. So then she says that the baby is gone, or whatever, and then she then reveals that she has that her placenta is over her cervix and she can't get induced to give birth vaginally to the fetus. And they have to do like a discharge and a D&C or something. I don't know all the terms. So like they basically have to like suck the baby out. So she'll never get to hold the baby. And that was like a whole post about being sad about that. Which is very sad because you see people like they post pictures of these full tiny babies all the time.
It's a lot. Yeah, these groups are life is not kind to many people. There is a lot of stuff in the groups where people are holding their premature babies that they've lost.
Yeah.
And sometimes the baby gets born, but then the baby doesn't make it or whatever else. And sometimes they'll even post like a hand or a foot or something of these little premature babies, and it's
a full baby. It's small, but it's a full baby.
You got a full baby inside you right now.
I sure do. He's almost 2 pounds.
Yeah.
But
I hope he's not annoying.
He won't be. He's
No?
gonna be good.
You think?
Yeah, he's kicking me now. But so
we heard a mother yelling at her kid in the building the other day. We were like listening to somebody yell, and then we're in the hallway of our building. We hear a female voice.
Yeah.
And the female voice is like, and then you're just going to do a shitty job, so I do it. And I really resent it. This woman was like talking, like she was clearly talking to a kid, but she was talking to a kid as if it was like her business associate or something, like they ran a cake store together or something.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what? She was frustrated with him, and she told him the truth, so whatever, kid.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Kid got to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then she eventually...
Okay, so her baby's dead. She loses her baby.
Posts a certificate of life, but claimed that the baby was never born, which apparently people have done investigating where, like, you can't get that if the baby was not born alive. So whatever, she got it. And then the date said, like, January 6th, 2020. And she was like, they did it really fast. They weren't paying attention. I'm going to have to, like, get them to fix it to 2021.
So she loses her baby, but there's all these, like, very suspicious circumstances around the loss of her baby.
Yeah, and then there's a paper behind it that says 2019 on it. So that's which we just zoomed, like, somebody zoomed in and was like, look, this paper behind it says 2019.
What do you mean paper behind it?
There was a paper behind the certificate of life or whatever. Okay. Then somebody else found the certificate of life on Etsy. So anyway, but people are believing this at this point, and then she is saying,
I really love internet. It's funny that there's, if you want to find out the truth, there you have the internet, and there's these these people who are sleuths and whatever. Because I also saw that so now in the Facebook group there's this big thread. There's this big thread.
It's at almost 2,000 comments.
It's at almost 2,000 comments. And Sarah Hall has left the pregnancy group. But
left the group.
On the post about Sarah Hall leaving the pregnancy group, now there's like 2,000 comments. And it's full of people because I guess apparently she said that she lost her baby. People were giving her money. Because
she said that she couldn't afford the cremation and urn for the baby. Which was going to be $300 or something.
Which she doesn't have.
So they, like, put together a Venmo or something. I didn't donate shit because she was a bitch to me, and I'm like, I don't have any. I'm not even on this. I didn't even see all of this at this time.
But a couple people did donate.
A bunch of people did. So now it's like maybe $1,000 or just short of that, like between $700 and $1,000.
Yeah.
That people donated.
To me, that's
her.
Pocket change, but you know.
Right. Yeah, because you're rich.
Yeah.
She also had like an Amazon wish list or whatever, so people like bought stuff on there.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But now she's left the group.
She's left the group and she blocked people on PayPal and Facebook.
She's blocked people on PayPal and Facebook. Now she blocked the people who, because I guess she said that she was going to pay people back. She just needed to borrow the money.
Yeah.
But now the people who have donated to her, she's blocked them.
Yeah. So then there was Sarah Hall, and then this Natasha one. So I was
They're all gone.
It's weird that she's got 3 accounts. They ended up finding 8 accounts that she controlled.
That were connected to her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I feel like the only reason why there was an army of attacks behind her aggressions were maybe because she was popping in on her alternate accounts.
So she was using her other accounts to bully people.
Yeah, and to like back herself up. And to also stay in the group hidden and lurk.
Of course.
While, she was scamming people out of their money.
To spy on everybody. Yeah.
Right. So lots of people feel.
So she's not just a con artist. She's also a bully and kind of like she's demonstrating this kind of like psychotic behavior.
Yeah.
Where she's like psychologically bullying people.
Yeah. So many people in the thread said like she was an aggressive bully. She made me feel like I didn't want to be a part of this group.
Yeah.
But then there were other people who just, I guess, feel stupid and they feel like scammed.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, I liked her. Like, because probably that those people were never liked in their whole life and they finally got to be the bully and they just chimed into her bulliness.
Either that or there's something about bullies, right? Where like it's like when someone is a bully.
Yeah.
But they're not bullying you, it kind of makes you feel good about it. I think that's
right.
I think that's a part of being a bully. where you don't bully certain people, so you make them feel like they're somehow, worthy or validated or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like there were things that you were allowed to say in the uncensored group and things that you're not allowed to say in the uncensored group. Like, if you ever said...
But let me just cut you off. Yeah. When you look at the Facebook thread, it's all these people being like, "Oh my God, I read this entire thing. I haven't fed my kid all day.
Yeah.
I can't believe it." They're like really interested. But then also some other girl was like, "I called every funeral home." This was really funny.
This girl was really pissed. I guess because she
must have given her money.
Yeah.
She gave her what?
She gave her $200.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this girl was like, I called every funeral home in her area asking if they had which is pretty funny to think that she's calling
insane.
Every funeral home in the area and be like, is there a dead baby over there?
Right.
But she's like, I called every funeral home in the area asking if they had.
She just gave the name Sarah Hall or Stephen Hall, who she said that her husband's name was Stephen Hall. Because she said that
she said there's no record of her. There's no indication that
She said she had the intention of paying the rest of the fee because she made it such a big deal that she couldn't pay for it. And so that's what she's saying. But she's saying, she called every hospital and I don't know, funeral home. Nobody had any record.
So this girl was so sort of taken aback by that she just called a bunch of funeral homes and be like, "Hey, do you have a dead baby in there?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was also other people who because I don't know why she posted a picture of her license, but I guess she made a fake ID with her picture and this name and alias.
Really?
Because everybody investigated the driver's license number and it's not associated with anything.
It's not?
No.
Really?
No, Sarah
How
Hall
can you investigate someone's driver's license?
I don't know. There's 2,000 comments. I can't go through all of it.
Right.
But why'd she post a picture of her driver's license is what I want to know. And how was she born in 1994? She looks old as shit.
Can I see the driver's license?
I'm looking for it, but there's so many comments.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the thing is...
What were some of the other pieces of evidence that suggest that she's lying about her dead baby?
That the death certificate is signed Dr. Jennings, and doctors wouldn't write that. You would write Deborah Brooks, PhD, MD,
right?
OBGYN or something like.
Right.
You would write your full name and
Dr.
credentials.
Zavago.
Yeah. And they also don't. You can't read doctors' handwriting ever.
Never. Yeah.
And it's printed.
Yeah.
And
now,
also,
one thing that somebody brought up was that pregnancy groups and baby groups are sort of, prime targets for scams.
Yes.
So she really infiltrated. But see, not only it's very weird because not only did she scam people and take their money, she also bullied people.
Yeah.
So that's
she was like a criminal who inserted herself into the investigation. She just acted so outlandishly that she felt like she could totally get away with her lie.
Right.
And she wasn't the first person in the group to fake a pregnancy.
Oh, yeah?
But she faked a pregnancy and a miscarriage and scammed people out of money.
Right. So she's like the queen of this group.
Yeah, I think
she's
so.
She got the high score in a way when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't find the license because there's so many comments. But yeah, so I don't know. People do a lot of things for attention.
This feels like a Netflix documentary to me.
But when I was reading on the internet, any other case studies that are similar to this, I mean, it's likely she did at some point have a pregnancy and a loss, and she's just recreating it, that situation to be now.
Yeah.
Oh, another piece of evidence was somebody else had lost their baby.
Wait. Yeah. Wasn't there evidence that she lost a baby in August 2020 or something?
So she joined a pregnancy loss group in August of 2020, which is around the time we all found out we were pregnant.
Yeah.
In the due date group.
Yeah. And that's the same time she joined the loss group.
Yeah.
A pregnancy loss group.
And that's when this group started because that's the timing.
Because that's when you all find out you're pregnant because you're
Yeah.
all pregnant and you're all due at the same time.
Yes, that's the point for the group.
So
Yeah.
now, so sorry to get off topic a little bit, but are there going to be like 2,000 photos of babies around like end of April?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, there's babies that have been born already.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so something I didn't know about pregnancy is that you reach viability once you get to 24 weeks. So the likelihood of if you have a premature baby, like they'll actually try to make effort towards saving your baby if you're at least 24 weeks along.
How far are we?
We're 25.
Okay.
Yeah, we made it. Yeah, so everyone, even if they have a premature baby, they should be okay by now. But there's still the chance of stillbirth. I don't know. These groups just like instill in you everything that can go wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sarah Hall's a fraud, and she's a bully, and it's been crazy. But it's a common thing that people do, fake pregnancies. You can buy a fake pregnancy positive test on Craigslist.
You can.
Yeah, and you can buy fake ultrasounds off the internet. Just change the information to be yours.
It just seems like the only intent here was not to make her. It wasn't just her intent to get money.
No, it's certainly also attention seeking.
Attention seeking.
So somebody called her a pathological liar, and I was like, I don't think this is a pathological liar. This is somebody who wants attention, because pathological liars are people who lie with like no sense of motive or anything.
They just lie to do it.
Yeah, ordinary, but like regular lies are for like self-gain or to avoid trouble. And for this, like the self-gain was attention. So she's just like actively lying because I think she truly
I dated someone that
people.
They just enjoy manipulating people.
Yeah.
I dated somebody that I was worried was a pathological liar.
Like lied for no reason at all or to avoid trouble.
That's what I like was worried about.
That it was just like no reason at all,
Yeah.
just lying.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's people like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she never pretended to be pregnant, did she?
No.
Yeah. Weird.
Very weird.
Yeah. So
well, I hope she gets the help that she needs.
Yeah, trying to be a good person. We don't even know if that's her name.
Right.
Like, you don't even know anything about her. Like, those might not even be her kids.
Well, it's just funny because, I remember like a couple months ago, and so, there's a pandemic going on and people are out of work. So you constantly hear stories about how, like, people are losing their businesses and their jobs and they can't pay their rent and blah, blah, blah. So a couple months ago, I was at a gas station. I was returning a rental truck. I was at a gas station. I'm gassing up before I have to take the truck back. And this lady comes over and she's like, she's like middle-aged, kind of overweight. She's got a walker and she's like, and she's visibly distraught. And she's like, "Hi, I'm really sorry. I need money for my kid's medicine. My daughter's inhaler. I need to refill her inhaler. I just need $11 more if you don't mind." And I will admit that I did fall for it. I think I gave her like $5 or something.
Right, yeah.
But we went to Long Island City today, and I know it was the same woman because it was like the same area and the same story. And she had an inhaler
and a walker.
Yeah. And so it's like, what are the odds that you're just begging every day for your daughter's, asthma medicine?
Right. Which, I mean, it's America, so you could be, but yeah.
Right. Yeah, you could be.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, okay. It's, same.
Right.
Whatever the case is, it's like, yeah, I got taken for a ride, the first time I gave her money. But that is going to happen to you sometimes, but.
Well, moral of the story is that it's better to, like, give and be wrong than it is to be. Yeah,
it's better to live your life with an open heart than to think that everyone's out to get you and rip you off and everything like that.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you're letting the people who scam you take away your humanity. So then you lose if that happens.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, my grandparents giving me this long lecture about how you should never give to homeless people because they're just going to spend it on drugs and alcohol, and there's places they can go. and they can go to church if they really want help. Which is just a shitty way to go through life, I think.
Right, yeah. And did you, like, grow up believing that, or did you think that that was a mean thing to say?
I didn't think it was a mean thing to say. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But I always give.
It.
I just always give.
You always give. That's why I'm wondering if it's, like, because as a child, you, like, were misled a bit. Or, like, you felt upset.
I could have been. I don't know. You never know.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you never know.
And even if someone is going to spend it on drugs or alcohol, like, well, what do you want the homeless person to do with your money? You want them to start a fucking
you want them
business?
To invest?
Yeah, you want them to start a fucking Etsy store?
I need something to get me through this
Let him
day.
smoke some crack. Yeah. To get him through a shitty day.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well, any final thoughts?
If you are going to become pregnant, do not join a pregnancy group on Facebook.
Don't join it?
No, I don't think so. I think it's, as Nimesh Patel asked me, how is this serving you? And it is not.
It's not serving you.
It's not serving me.
I guess what I think is funny is, like, there's so much drama. I mean, women are very, like, passionate, and they're very compassionate. And I'm in a barbecue group on Facebook that's mostly guys, and it'll be like, check out my brisket. People will be like, it looks like shit, and it's like, or people are like, how did I fuck up this brisket so bad? It's like guys are like mean to each other, but it's like we're trying to help each other be better.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you'll get, just an asshole,
right?
Or you'll get a guy with like a Confederate profile picture.
Mm-hmm.
There was a guy with a Confederate profile picture, and you click on his profile picture. It says, "If this flag offends you, you don't know history."
Oh God.
Yeah, which that's a whole other conversation. But, yeah, I guess guys are mean, but it's like, it's in the attempt to make each other better.
I think it's also like to bust balls.
It's to bust balls.
And women are mean because they don't want to feel like anyone is superior to them, or they don't want to feel lesser. So they like try to put somebody else down to feel better about themselves.
Right. They're way more competitive.
Yeah. Not me. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You want to be better than me? Go ahead. You're better.
Right. Which the point which is what I've been saying for years, is that dudes rock. I think if there's any big takeaway from this, it's that dudes rock and women stay losing. Guys, thank you very much for listening to the show. Like I said, patreon.com/sitdownpod. Support the show on Patreon. And email us. Email me personally, michael.racine@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Mike Racine on Twitter, Racine Mike on Instagram. Support the show on Patreon, and we'll see you next week.
And check out Mike's future show called The Dad Show, which he should be gathering and releasing shortly.
I should.
Yeah.
And then also check out Deb's podcast, The Unexpected Podcast.
Yeah, I get a lot of great feedback on all the episodes that Mike's on.
You're welcome.
You could just listen to his episodes.
I'm a professional.
I wouldn't be offended.
Yeah, please do. And we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.